Set to go. All right, so this is a Muay Thai week. All right, it's a Muay Thai week. So heavily focused towards kicks. And these are really good. These are really good weeks, but it's often a hard focus for students. So keep that in mind as you help them out. So round one. So in round one, again, these are warm-up rounds. These are after you've done your jump rope. These are after you've done your shadow boxing. So round one. So in round one, we're going to focus on form, just on form. We're going to focus on the de cao. Now the de cao, of course, is the half knee, half shin. You're kicking with the top 6 inches of the shin. It's that close range one. So if I were here, you notice when I swing, I'm swinging so just below the knee is striking. It's that close range knee slash kick. It takes a lot of practice. So in round one partner is going to throw the kick and the other one is going to just simply grab it and hold in place for a second and check their form. Going to go back and forth, making sure that they're checking their form over and over and over again, making sure that their supporting leg is fully upright, that there's no bend in the knee, they're up in the ball of their foot, that they are turning their leg over so that way it's fully extending, boom, all the way up, right? Fully extending from the hip to the knee, You want it fully extended, but with a slight crook, okay? You're not all the way out here, right? So you have a slight crook in it, but you don't want your hip to be sitting back. When I say that, what I mean is you don't want this, right? You don't want that straight upward feeling. You want it extended with the hip, all right? So you want it turning over with the hip. The hip extension has to be inside of that to really get the power out of the de cao. And the de cao it's a rib breaker, all right? It's a really good kick. It's a rib breaker. So you really want to work the form on this one. So in round one, you really want back and forth, just form on this one, making sure it's a high guard, making sure that you're holding in place, and all they're doing is trading that back and forth. They're not kicking hard. They're just kicking it to get up. You're holding it for a second, checking their form, moving on, all right? And that's round one. Now, in round two, you're picking up where the previous round left off. Remember, these are the 3 warm-up rounds. We're traveling very slow, all right? So after you deliver that de cao, as soon as the foot lands, and remember, emphasize that they keep the knee a little bit high, and then the heel drops straight down and pops right back in place, right? So when you're here, come up, the knee travels, come back down, pops right back in place. It doesn't make that half loop around, which is terrible, and does not cost. It costs you way too much because that's going to leave you open for those counterattacks. So you make sure that after that kick, you drop it right back down to the ground by aiming your heel to the ground below you. All right, right back in place. You're back in your kick stance. Now, when that lands, as soon as it touches, going to do that nice overhand off the lead. Okay, you also turn into a de cao or a makatum. All right, so you can right from the kick, it drops overhand or makatum. Okay, right in there, and make sure that they are using. Just give them like 2 options, maybe 3 options for defense. So because it's coming off of the lead, right? You can either use a tall wing block, a short wing block. You can fade back out of the way if it's coming in your direction. Just give them just a couple things to work on. Don't go too deep in that one, especially if they're a beginner, because when that lands and you're at that range, there's not a whole lot you can do anyhow, right? You can shield, tall or short, fade back, but you don't want to throw too much at them at once. They're already going to be working on the de cao. That's already a little bit intense because there's a lot of structure involved. So keep it simple, but a little intense at the same time. All right, that's round 2. Now we move into round 3. Now in round 3, of course, we're going to pick up one more technique. So we move from that kick, it drops down, and then we fire that Makatum or overhand off of that. Now you're going to follow up with either a cross or overhand right behind that second maneuver. And drop it to either the face or the stomach. All right, so again, so you start up high, you drop overhand, and then either to the stomach or to the face comes either a cross or an overhand. Okay, it's a nice, easy combo. It matches really nice. It stays real tight. In proximity, you're going to gives you a lot to work with. And again, this is not intense yet. We're not in the bags yet. These are warm-up rounds, so you're going super light. So that's round 3. Try to emphasize the simple kind of defenses we did last week. So when that comes in, I can stop, I can fade, I can pillar, I can shield. All of that applies to everything coming at me. So boom, boom, right? Or you could shield, stop, right? So all of that kind of works together. The same defenses from last week apply this week because it's standard Muay Thai defense. All right? And that is round 3. Moving on to our bag rounds. All right, for our first bag round, we're going to do just a cow. And with the way you're going to do that, you're going to focus towards kicking with the day cow and exploding through the center of the bag as it unfolds into the bag. And over again, just using one side, just one day cow, and then switching from side to side as you come back up to the back. And you really want to emphasize pushing out, not to the side. If it goes to the side, you blast it too hard to the side. So from here, what I'm doing is I'm focusing on opening up into the bag, into the bag, into the bag, into the bag, over and over again, going away from you as you unfold from right underneath your knee, unfold out into the center of the bag, over and over again. The power of the day cow is not that it's going through the target horizontally, but it's going through the target vertically in front of you, exploding straight out. So it's that frontal motion coming out as it explodes and wraps out through the target. So you should be able to kick the bag over and over again, and it should go away from you, not to the side of you. And that is like the secret of the day cow right there. So every time you kick it, boom, goes out, comes back, boom, kick it again, goes out, comes back. All right. Now, of course, like I said previously, your first round is going to have some form of footwork. So in this one, we're going to help them explore the footwork for day cow kicking. So the other partner that's not on the bag will be out here. You're going to kick up into that same position that you were just working with your partner earlier, and then step down. And do that again, and then step down. And you'll continue to do that over and over again. So it's step down, step down. Each time you kick out using that good form, and then step down from there, over and over and over again. Similar to a long knee walk, which we'll talk more about in next week. But similar to that, you want to over and over again explode, moving forward, and then drop your foot down. So you're moving every time inside that walk. All right, it's a good warm-up, and it's also a good way to show forward momentum with that close range kick. All right, and that is your bag and floor work for round 1. Okay, similar to how we warmed up earlier, we're going to be doing that same part of that combo on the back. So when I'm here, I'll be kicking, and as it sets down, again, we're not going to go all the way around, right? That takes way too much time, and I just got kicked, right? So instead, again, emphasizing I kick, and it comes right back right underneath of me because I have angled my heel down. And as I've done that, as soon as it touches, I'm going to take those first 2 knuckles, pop it right over. And your goal is to tell your student to aim right here, below the ear, next to the jaw, into the throat. That's a nice knockout area right there, right? So again, you're Kick, that comes down, boom, right there. You're gonna go right through the opponent, right below here. If you get a good solid shot, they can end the fight right there. Okay, so they're gonna do that over and over again. Again, it's 30 and 10s, 30 and 10s, right? So one person is on the bag for 30 seconds, and the other one is doing the calisthenic for 30 seconds. So the partner will be doing squat to high knee. So when you come down, you squat and you slap into your shoulder, or at least as close as they can get. It may take them time to be able to slap with force into their shoulder. All right. But you come down, come up, come down, come up, come down, come up, come down, come up. All right. It builds both flexibility and strength at the same time. It's one of my favorite squats because it's very effective. So, but then they'll swap out every 30 seconds, 10 seconds of rest, and that's background 2. All right, with this next round, we are continuing that motion. All right, so I'm out here, I kick, I drop, fire with those first 2 knuckles again, it goes through, and then depending on how close I am to the bag, I fire that cross, right, or that overhand. Okay, so again, I'm here, Dekao. It comes, yes, yes, and you fire either cross or overhand. All right, for more experienced, you're probably going to be doing a lot more overhands. They're really effective. Number 1 knockout Muay Thai. But if you are newer, you definitely want to make sure you emphasize a good cross, because it's hard to beat a good cross when you're in a heavy exchange. The partner will be on the floor doing Hindu push-ups. Now, if you're not familiar with the Hindu push-ups, let me walk you through that real quick. It's one of my, if not my, absolute favorite push-up. So you're going to angle down. Let me adjust this camera a little bit more so you can see me. All right. You're going to angle down as if your body is a pyramid. Come down towards the floor. Press up so that way your chest is going to the floor, and then pull straight back up to that pyramid type position. So again, I'm angled straight down, kind of like a downward dog. Kind of like downward dog. I go straight down for push-up, press straight up, angle my chest out, and then pull back. It's one of my absolute favorite push-ups because it works most of the major muscle groups in the body. I used to do a good 300 of those a day before fights for 2-3 months before the fight to get everything nice and conditioned and ready. It's a great push-up. Push it out. Do a lot. Next round. Okay, now we're going to finish with a slightly different combo because the previous one is now finished. So this is a Muay Thai week, and we're using that Dekao. So we're going to take a very familiar combo that we work a lot in Muay Thai and the World Thaiboxing Association. Okay, and that is I come in, I kick, liver shot, overhand or makatum, and then you're going to grab and then skip knee 2 for 4. Come back out and then do it again. All right. So it's more of a close range based one as opposed to what we often do with that same combo. All right. So again, we're going to focus on Dekao, liver shot, makatum, grab, skip knee now for 4. Now the partner will be out here on the floor. We're doing low 5 burpee, one of my favorite burpees. I created it for teamwork. And what we do is, I'll adjust this. You come down and you hit the ground. It's a single arm burpee. So you come out, now you take your non-supporting hand, you slap 5 to the partner in front of you. You come back up, go back down, now you switch hands, comes back, slap hands with the person in front of you. You come up, you keep going. Every time you go down, you hit low 5, low 5, low 5, low 5. It's a really fun burpee. I highly encourage you to use it. Finish out this training session like I said before, with either Lanchan, which is what I usually do. It's really engaging for the students, helps them to practice those things they just did. Or you could also do the 2-on-1s. I think the Lanchan is a little better because it helps them really feel the techniques back and forth with what they were just doing. I usually will make them change out every minute so that way they're always going with somebody every 1 minute, back and forth, Lanchan style, lots of fun, heights, body types, distances. Everyone gets a different kind of practice back and forth. So that right there is your Muay Thai bag workout for the Muay Thai week. So, take up.